Hey y'all, so I am here with a quick video. So I wanted to share something with y'all before I go to my soon-to-be house. I gotta go to the inspection thing or whatever. So I had to get myself a coffee, and I wanted to share something with y'all really quick. What the Lord spoke to my spirit today as I was walking. Anyways, so I mean, isn't it just great how the Lord speaks to your spirit just like that? And I'm like, it's like when He speaks to you in a way that just pulls at your soul. It's the best feeling ever. And it's just something simple. To me, when He speaks, it's something that is so simple, but it screams to my spirit, and it's just what I need at the time. So man, this coffee's good. So all of y'all know about me getting a house. Been trying to get a house for some time. Been working to this point for some time, like several years. And so those of you that has followed me know that I'm currently in the process of doing that. Those of you that don't, maybe you're just now getting in. Hi, I'm Stephanie, and yeah, I'm on the mends of getting a home, for the first time. So anyways, that itself has been stressful. It's been exciting. It's been frustrating at times. It's been just, sometimes I'm like, I just need to wait. Before this came about with the current house that I've been wanting since I laid eyes on it, it's just a lot of mixed emotions, a lot of things that you got to go through, hoops, turns, twists, all of that good stuff. Those of you that's done this knows what it's like. And especially me being a single mama, a single woman, and I'm doing this on my own, by God's help, obviously, but I'm doing it on my own. It's very scary. Very scary. Yesterday, I wanted to talk about it. I didn't have the words to talk about it. I was so mentally and physically drained. I didn't have it in me. I done the video yesterday, the reviews and stuff, but I did not have it in me. And it was one of those times yesterday where my spirit was silent, and my spirit was anxious. My spirit was overwhelming. But it's the process of getting home or whatever. Just the hoops, the twists and turns. And so there was an incident that had occurred. I didn't speak about it yesterday because I didn't want to speak about it because I was already discouraged, kind of. And it was just the old devil riding my coattail. But so I've got to hurry. So I was just in my feelings yesterday, and I was tired and I was stressed, but I wanted to talk about things, but I didn't have the words to talk about things because, like I said, I was just tired. But so anyway, some things had occurred. I'm gonna turn this back on. This is hot in here. I shouldn't have done it to begin with, right? But I just feel like it's gonna be too loud for y'all. But anyway, so there was some hiccups, I guess you would say, and the closing cost was more than what I was told it was. Okay, y'all, my phone keeps shutting off. But anyways, I had to clear some memory. Next month I'm gonna get my new phone, and I can't wait. But anyway, so I need to wash my hair. It looks horrible. But so the amount that I was told yesterday was way over the limit that I could do and what we had discussed and what I agreed upon. Okay, I mean, I'm talking way more. So in my mind, I'm like, here we go. This is a hiccup. Here we go. I didn't lose faith, but I felt very discouraged, and I felt my spirit was just all shook up because it's I've been trying to do this for years, and then going through this, all these things I'm having to do and all these things I'm having to get and what have you. And so I went to sleep pretty early last night because I was tired. I went to bed around 9:30, and I just prayed about it, and I'm like, it's in your hands, Lord. Like, it's all going to work out. You know, I'm in the back of my mind, I'm trying to think what I want to do, how I'm going to get this certain amount. Like, I was just rambling all over the place. So I get up, and I had called my mortgage guy or whatever, left him a message. He calls me back this morning. We talk, we discuss it, and he gets it back even lower than what I was having to pay before. That's how God works. And he was so nice. He was like, it just like that. He fixed it to where it was just like that. He got to do some like little things, but he got it to where, you know, the agreement that I had and what I can afford, and this, that, and the other. So I was like, oh my gosh, you're a relief. Thank you so much. So that was like a huge relief right there. I was like stressing so bad. And so anyways, so I was walking, okay? I was going to lunch today at work, and I was walking, and this bird flew down right in front of me. And he was on the road, and then he got on the grass, and there was this big bug, okay? And he's eating it. He's trying to get it, and he's having difficulties getting it, but he gets it. Let me tell you what God spoke to my spirit. And it was 2 words: God provides. And I'm like, and it's just simple as that. God spoke that to me. God provides. And I seen that bird. I seen the bug. The bird was getting the bug. You know, God has his way of doing things in his own way, and God provides for us. Perfect timing. And so I'm like, wow. And I was just standing in awe of like reflecting on how God's provided for me, and everything that I needed, he's gave me, and he's always provided. Even at times where I thought that I couldn't get anything, or even at times I was struggling with money, God always provided. Had the faith, I kept the faith, trusted in him, and he always provided. Just like that song, He Knows My Name. I've sung it and put it on here before. God knew us before we were even formed in our mother's womb. He knows who we are. He knows what we need. He knows the good things about us. He knows the not so good things about us. He created us, and he loves us, and he cares for us. He wants us to have, you know, the things that we need, and he sees the desire of our hearts. But anyway, so over here, I had to find it. So this verse right here, and this is what I thought about whenever I saw that bird and the bug or whatever. I'm always captivated by birds. I just am. Always have been. And in Luke 12:24, it says, consider the ravens, for they neither sow nor reap, which neither have storehouse nor barn, and God feedeth them. How much more are ye better than the fowls? God provides. And he spoke that to my spirit, and it encouraged me. Just simple as that. God provides. And he's given me ways of peace. He's given me ways of peace that I need to know that he's providing, and he provides for me to walk in faith and not by my own sight, and just trust and believe, and everything else will come together. And then over here, let me see real quick. I didn't write this stuff down, and that wasn't it. Let's see. Was it that one? I had it saved. Oh, right here. Hold on just 1 minute. Let me find it. So over here in Philippians 4:13, I think it is. Yeah, 4:13, and it says, I can do all things through Christ which strengthen me. So in our own strength, we can't do what God can do. But if we put our strength in him, or trust in God, he can strengthen us and help us to do what we need to do for us. And then over here, I'm sorry, I'm distracted because I've got cars going over here, and I've got to get down here soon, but I wanted to get this out before I didn't have time to do it, or I forgot. And then in Philippians 4:19, it says, "But my God shall supply all your need according to his riches in glory by Christ Jesus." God provides. Yes, he does. Another thing, that song that says, he'll do it again. And you may not know how, you may not know when, but he'll do it again. See, there was a time in my life that I just felt way low, like way down here at the bottom. And I felt so low. Let me tell y'all, it was low. I felt like, you know, a complete failure. I felt like, how am I going to get out of this? How am I going to rise above all this? The loss, just everything. Everything that consumed my mind and my soul. And I didn't fully 100% give it to God at the time, because I was hurt and I was bitter and I was just like all of those things, you know. But life is a learning experience, and I've learned a whole lot since then. But I can say, even in those darkest times, the only thing that I can tell y'all in behalf of my part, what I done, and it was hanging on to the Lord, hanging on to faith, and hanging on to hope, and hanging on to the words that are in his word, that I can do all things through Christ that strengthen me. We are overcomers. And there were times that I would just pray, God, if I could just touch you, if I can just touch that hem of your garment, then like I know everything's going to be okay. And you know, I would always say, just come sit with me and be with me. And you know, somehow, some way, God always provided. God provides. God always provided what I needed. And in those times, God provided me at those times what I needed. And now God provides me what I need now. And you know, through time, when we get wise on things, become wiser on things, and we have knowledge and understanding more, like, I think the Lord sees that. And I think, well, I mean, I know he does, and I know he sees our heart, and he sees the desires that we want, and he sees the faith that we have. That's the main key. We have to have faith. Faith is the evidence of things. What is it? Faith is the evidence things hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen. I may have that a little bit backwards, but that's what it is. You know, we can't see God, but we know he's there. We can feel him, but we can't see him. And we have faith in knowing that he's going to take care of us. And I don't know, just God, y'all, God provides. Whatever you're faced with, whatever you're going through, whatever you want in your life, if it's his will, he will provide it, and he will make a way, because he makes a way when there's no way at all, and he makes a way when we can't do it on our own, and he gives us what we want and need, if it's his will. God sees the desires of our heart, and he knows what we need. He knows what we don't need. And if it's not his will, he won't open them doors. And I prayed, I'm like, Lord, if it's your will, make a way. Let this happen for me. I'm trusting you. I'm believing. I'm standing on your word. I have faith. I've wavered at times. I've messed up. I've done things that I wasn't supposed to do, but I held on to you, and you forgave me, and you still love me, and you care for me. And God, I'm calling out to you, and I'm putting everything in you. My hope is in you, Lord, and you will make a way. And he made a way for me. And it's in that time of the moment, it's too good to be true. Like, you can't believe that these doors are opening for you. But I was prophesied over, and they told me even the doors that are about to open for me, I won't, like, I'll be in disbelief. God has began to open these doors for me. And I see how it's hard for me to believe, but I know that God, the hand of Jesus has been upon this. And it's just amazing. And I'm so thankful for his word that, you know, he will never leave us. He will never forsake us. He will always help us. And God provides. He provides for us mentally. He provides for us physically, spiritually. He provides for us what we need. And yesterday I was kind of down and just like, it wasn't that I was like depressed. I felt depressed, but I just had so much on my mind and it was compressed in my head and my spirit. And I was just like, I was done with the day, you know. But it's just like so simple of a bird walking in front of me down the road and it's trying to get its little food. God provided for that bird, and God spoke to me. God provides. Whenever we see that there's no way, He steps in and He makes a way. And honey, let me tell you, it's amazing when you put your trust in God. Fully put your trust in God and believe in Him and trust in Him. It's amazing what He will do for you. So now I'm having to go get this report for my home. Did y'all get it? I said my home. Yes, ma'am. Faith. So Justice is going to go with me. I'm going to go pick him up. We're going to go. I'll get back with you in a few. But God provides. When He spoke that to my spirit, it just like come into my soul, made me happy. I was just overflowing when He spoke to me, and I'm like, yes, He does. And He's faithful. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back. So, come here, buddy. So I am back, and my hair's all over my head. I'm sorry. I've been out with this report for the house that I was going to get, but I had a change of plans, and it's dark. It's been raining out here, but I figured I would end the video that I had talked about today earlier that I filmed. Go, guys. Oh, wasn't that great? Sorry. Man, my hair. That's a mess. Okay, so it's been raining and my hair's acting all weird and kinky looking, but so I have some unfortunate bad news, but it's okay. I have peace about it, and I know that I'm making the right decision. So, you know, I prayed about finding a house and looking for the right one, and everything's been going well. Like, I've got approved for my loan, like, and everything, and I was this close of that house being mine. I had the inspection today, and I'm opting out of getting that house. Like, this was my decision. Home's very beautiful. It was gorgeous. It was a Victorian home. Very, very pretty. Like, very, very pretty. So, Minnie, stop. So, when I got there, the guy was like, we talked for a minute, and then he shows me like everything that he found and all this stuff. And when I first went there, Minnie, stop that. When I first went there and like looked at the house a while back, I noticed that, Minnie, quit that. I noticed that down in the basement always freaked me out. It just looked kind of like basements and in old houses, it just ain't, it's not pleasant, and that one wasn't pleasant. That's the only thing that I didn't like about that house. And the reason being, it was just down there, it was just like old, like insulation and piping and just, you know, just stuff like that. But I noticed that the insulation was like on the ceiling, you could see it, and it was out. And I'm like, does this have asbestos or anything in it? Because I looked at the pipes and see, I know a lot about asbestos and all that kind of stuff. And I noticed the piping looked old. Minnie, you quit that. I noticed the piping looked old. And so I had asked that, and the realtor's like, she didn't know. That's something to ask the inspector and all this kind of stuff. So he shared some things that was wrong with the house and everything. Hang on. Minnie's barking up a storm. But he shared some things that was wrong with the house, not too minor. He gets halfway in and then he starts telling me the bad stuff. And so it's an old house. It was 100 years old, but it looked well kept, and areas of the house was very well kept. However, the foundation down below, it was weird how it was. So like they had like rocks, concrete, and it was holding up like the middle of the house right here. And then somehow or another they had to dig like the dirt, and so they dug a big thing of it, and like through the years, like the concrete and stuff was like deteriorating, and he's like, this is going to have to be fixed, otherwise you're going to be having a big mess on your hands if this collapsed. So he was sharing ways how to fix that and stuff. The other side was the same way. And then there was like a water thing that like, if it would fill up with water, it was a water pump, it would suck it out or whatever. He said that wasn't working, so he didn't understand why. And it was plugged up, that wasn't working, so like that was an issue too. There were multiple things that was very bad, but the main thing that was like very, very, very bad was the pipes were insulated with asbestos. And he was like 99.9% that. And when I looked at it, I could tell that that's what it looked like. And there was some out on the ground. With asbestos, it's okay until you disturb it. When you disturb it, then it just flies everywhere. And that crap will go up into the house and everything. So that being said, there were also areas that needed to be fixed around those pipes. There were pipes, one pipe that was leaking a little bit, that had to be fixed. And until you get the asbestos abated, no one will fool with stuff like that. And the owners didn't address any of this, like didn't say anything, tell us that was there or anything. Didn't tell us crap. Makes sense why they made the agreement that we made after when I look into it. So, and he's like, so to get this fixed, to abate this, get this out of here, you're looking at almost $30,000. And maybe more, because it's a hazard thing. They have to go in there in suits. They have to shut off the house, and like just a big old spill. And he was like, I'm just going to tell you, like, my granddaughter or daughter, like this ain't, unless you're wanting to fork in all this money, or maybe you can make an agreement with the owner, then I'm like, yeah, I need to go. I need to go, because it ain't happening. So I felt peace about it. That's just not, I thought that was going to be our forever home, but God had different plans. And see, God spoke to me too earlier today about, like when I seen that bird and like the little insect that it was getting for food or whatever. And God just spoke, God provides, to my heart and soul. And it just sent peace to me. And like whenever, and see, I prayed, if it's not your will, just stop it. Just put something up, stop it, whatever. And, that was a huge red flag for me. And so I opted out. So my closing date, like if everything worked good, I had it already set out and ready. It was going to be September 2nd. Because I was like certain that I wanted this home. Like it was beautiful. It was gorgeous. It was just like amazing. Like it was pretty. But underneath wasn't, unfortunately. But see, God looks ahead for us. Whatever we think might be what we want, it ain't God's will. And, I thought that I would be upset because I was listening to him. I was like, man, this is awful. This sucks. I I did have to pay the inspection fee, almost $500, but that was a good cause. Like, I got told what was wrong with that house, and I'm glad that I did, which I had to anyways, but yeah. But God has a plan, so that means, that being said, I'm going to start looking again for a home. So, yeah. In the meantime, I'm going to start just slowly start going through things here at my house, get rid of stuff that I want, that I don't want, and just get things ready to start packing things that I can pack, and just get ready, because, you know, we will eventually find our home, and we're just going to look. God has different plans. That house wasn't for us. I loved that house. It was beautiful. It was just beautiful. Very, very beautiful. But it isn't the one. I mean, I'm sad a little bit about it, because I really like that house, but, you know, God has a different plan. So I'm just going to look, and you never know, I might could find a better deal, because that house was expensive. And for it to be that price and all of those things was wrong with it is just crazy. Like, crazy, 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 crazy. But anyways, I just thought I would share. And I'm not even upset as much as I thought that I would be. But, you know, that's how, like, the Lord has his way of speaking to us. He has his way of showing us direction, giving us insight on direction. And he leads us in the right way. So, y'all keep praying for us. And just keep praying that we'll come across our home and all those good things. I was super excited. Like, I just knew, like, I was so excited. I'm like, this is it, this is it, this is it. God had different plans. But underneath there, it even caught my attention about, is this asbestos, because it's older. And my realtor is like, this is something you're going to have to ask the inspector when he does it or whatever. But yeah, I mean, even where some of the pipes were to get to that, were wrapped up where the asbestos was. Nobody ain't gonna touch that stuff until that's, you know, I guess the people that had the home, the man worked on the home, the older man. Like, the house is built beautiful, but I'm assuming he worked on that himself, because that's just what I think, and that's what the inspector thought too, because there ain't nobody gonna touch asbestos like that unless you're dressed out and stuff, because that stuff's bad. But yeah, that's that. But hey, just gonna keep looking, keep believing, and it ain't the right time yet, but I'm okay. It gives me a little more time. Maybe I can find something that has more land for even a better deal. Because it was expensive. It was quite a bit. So I'm just going to wait and keep looking. But anyways, I thought I would share that. It's getting late. I'm going to get in here and get me something to drink and get ready to chill. I don't have to get up in the morning. Super excited about that. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Keep praying. I'm not sad about it. I'm not even upset about it. I'm just kind of like, you know, it's a bummer, but looking at it on the positive side, I'm glad that I seen that, know that, versus getting in that, dealing with that. I would be screwed. I would be in trouble with that. But anyways, thanks for watching. And, you know, again, God always provides. He knows what's best for us. He knows what's ahead of us. So I'm going to keep trusting and keep believing. So anyways, that's the update. I was like this close of almost being there, but when people say get prepared when you're looking for homes or a house or whatever, get prepared when you're looking for a home or whatever, the twists, the turns, the upsides and down, that's very accurate and very, very true. There's so many things that can take place and occur when you're looking for a home. So, and it's the truth. But thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.